Hey everyone, we only have a couple more days of 2023, and today I wanted to make a video kind of talking about this past year for Fate Grand Order, as I think there's some stuff to discuss. I will say this video is going to lean towards the negative side, so if you don't really like hearing sort of negative stuff about the game or whatever, I would hop off. I will be doing a positive section of the video first. That's the first thing we'll do. We'll kind of talk about some of the cool things I liked. And then we're going to get into some of the nitty-gritty, like, not too good stuff, you know. So let's start with the positive, though. Let's feed the positive. So, number one, I think one of the best things they did this year is the Evocation Festival. And the Evocation Festival, of course, was how we get old welfare servants back. And if you miss them or whatever, and they've actually been releasing a lot. When this first came out, I was like, okay, great, we're gonna get this once every 6 months, you know, but we've actually been getting a lot. We've gotten 6 groups so far, and typically when they come out, we get a buff for one of them as well, sometimes a couple of them. That's been really nice. I think this is a great way for new players or players that, I mean, even, like, you could be playing the game for 5 years and have never gotten Nobunaga, so I guess it's not even new players, just people that have missed characters and a chance to get them, so I really like that. And I like that they just put everything in the store. Obviously, you have to get the new, what are they called, the leaves? The Evocation Leaf. And, yeah, really cool thing, really cool way. They're coming out with them very fast, so I appreciate that. And yeah, that's definitely a positive. Not much else to say there. I would say the last positive, I think overall, is just some of the events this year have been pretty cool. So obviously the first one, the first big event this year was the arcade event, the Little Harlot. That was a cool event. Sorry. I know a lot of people enjoyed that event. I enjoyed it too. Very cool, something a lot of people wanted. Some other events, for me, I really thought the Grailfront event a few months ago was very cool, and I hope we get to see more Grailfront events like this in the future. Hopefully this will kind of bring it back into the rotation of events they try to do, because we hadn't had a Grailfront in a really long time. And then last thing was the Guda Guda event this year. I thought was really awesome and really cool. But yeah. So, those are kind of the positives. Obviously, of course, like, some of the character choices this year were really awesome. But I don't really want to put, like, oh, gotcha, you know, into one of the positives. But anyway, so let's talk about kind of the big downside of this year and kind of where I'm coming from, where I would say this year was a disappointment. So, we got to go all the way back to January. January, of course, if you weren't around or weren't a part of everything that was going on, the Lost Belt 7 had been delayed, and it's like, what are we doing, lads? We've had this, like, Lost Belt tax for so long. We get the Road to Lost Belt, you know, every, like, month, because they can't come up with new content because they have to keep making the Lost Belt, or at least that's what we assumed, and it got delayed to January. That was rough, man. That was rough, you know. So my thought process going into the year was that, okay, we're finally done with Lost Belt 7. It's going to come out. It might be cool. It ended up being really cool, actually. I think Lost Belt 7 was phenomenal, really cool. But then we're going to step off the brakes. Whatever analogy you want to use, you know. And we're just going to go straight forward. We're going to go back to where we were before. We're going to get a lot of content stuff. That did not specifically happen. So, after Lost Belt 7, we get this new thing called Ordeal Call. And Ordeal Call, what is Ordeal Call? Ordeal Call, I don't know where it is. I had it up somewhere. Ordeal Call is the next story segment of the game. And what we're going to do... and what we've been doing after Lost Belt 7. And with it came a new mechanic called Class Score. And this is the first big man we kind of whiffed here, you know, this year. So, Class Score. It was basically a sort of skill tree system for the game, and it lets you use these items you get from the Ordeal Call. What are they called? Like the free quests on the Ordeal Call, Bleached Earth, and we'll talk about that in a second. But it's the rewards are not that good, or the skills themselves. And I did a video a while ago talking about all the bonuses and stuff if you complete a whole tree. But the fact that it's split up between classes, and there's so many classes, of course, as you guys know now. And we do get some extra. We get extra 1, extra 2. But it's still pretty hard to do, to get all the items required and fill it out. And you don't even get that many bonuses, in my opinion. I think in the opinion of a lot of people. So, but it's like, okay, this is just a bonus thing. What's like the big deal? To me, the big deal is that they kind of time-gated this thing. So, on the Bleached Earth, there's free quests that cost storm pods. And storm pods, you can hold 9 of them at a time. And you get 3 every day for logging in. And to me, having that be capped is like not a good idea, because these free quests are pretty good. And when you're out of content to do in the game, they actually give you a lot of bond points, which is really nice to farm. And I feel like it doesn't make sense to have these things capped, especially when the bonuses from the skill trees aren't even that impactful or that good, frankly. You know, another issue with the storm pods in Ordeal Call is the fact that they don't give you any compensation during events. So, not only does every free quest cost 40 AP, you get 3 per day, 3 storm pods per day. So that cuts into a big chunk of your, like, daily AP consumption that you get in this game, right? So, during events, most of the time, you want to be farming the event, not doing storm pods, you know? And they've never really compensated us for that. They've never gone, okay, here, I don't know how they'd fix it, but you can stack storm pods during events, or you can, you know, the free quests are free on the Ordeal Call, or whatever. I don't know, something like that. But a lot of those problems and stuff have made me, and this is just my opinion, you know, this is just my experiences. I haven't done a storm pod quest outside of having to film a video, and it's like one of the best ways to show off a character or whatever, in a really long time, because I just don't care about the class. I just don't care about the class scores. I don't care about the bonuses. I don't care about the skill tree. It's just not something that I care or partake in, you know. I'll just transfer that AP into blue apples, you know. So that's one of the main bad things they did this year. But it was like an added thing, right? You know, so you can't hate it. Also, I do think the Ordeal Call, like, story and stuff is pretty cool. Side thing, we still haven't gotten Ordeal Call 2, or Chapter 2, or whatever they call it. I thought we were getting that at the end of this month, but alas. So yeah, next thing about this year, some of the worst dead weeks of all time, and it felt really bad. Looking through the schedule, it does not look as bad as it felt, if that makes sense, you know? Like, March, this event, the Tales of Chaldean Heavy Industries, this event sucked. This event was terrible. Some of these events, these 3-week events, felt like dead weeks, you know? And when you, like, look through this, it's like, oh, you know, it's not that bad. There's a lot of stuff. No, bro, there was not a lot of stuff going on. It was tough. It was tough. This is one of the slowest years that I've experienced in the game's history, personally. And that kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier about how, at least for me, I was like, hey, once we're done with the Lost Belt stuff, we're you know, full steam ahead. That did not happen. And that was a pretty disappointing. And it was pretty much just waiting for, you know, new characters to come out or whatever, which is not what you want in this game. Personally, for me, is I want more content, more gameplay, more whatever to come out. Not like, oh, I'm waiting on the next character to be released, which is kind of what it felt like. Some of the events were like, like I said, I mentioned, were pretty cool. A lot of them were really bad and just boring and just like, wow, this feels like a filler event. One of the other things, this is just a side thing. They keep doing 3-week events. And then on the lottery events, it's 2 weeks. You're not getting it past, at least me. Obviously, you don't want, I'm speaking directly to the devs now. You don't want us to spend 3 weeks farming a lottery event, which makes no sense. I mean, once you do like 1 or 2 lottery events, you're kind of set for a while. At least that's how I am. Like this event, the event going on right now is a lottery event. I have not done too much of it just because it's like, I don't need a lot of stuff. But my account is pretty, far out. But it's like, you're not clever. Y'all aren't clever. Like, we know what you're doing, The only events that are 2 weeks are the lottery events. I wonder why, But that part always just like, it's like, bro, like, what do you think? What do you? Of course, we know what you're doing, But anyway, then I kind of want to talk about the anniversary. So, of course, I made a video talking about the anniversary a while ago when the anniversary came out. I thought it was pretty disappointing. And I still do. I think this was one of the anniversaries that was like, whoa, we need to double check. We need to pump the brakes. Not them. We as a community, and really analyze what's going on. We got no new gameplay improvements at all, and it's like, man, what we need. There's a lot of things wrong with the game right now. For me, number one, I think would be bond CEs. I think bond CEs right now are just terrible, in a terrible state. And they've said before, I'll save that for in a second. But this anniversary was pretty rough, and it really feels bad that one of the only other things they added was this paid Destiny order thing where you like anything except a pick ticket, right? Anything except just choosing the character you want, was it cool? Sure, but it's like choose 9 5-stars and you get one of them. And then also, thankfully, I was able to figure out that because on mine I got someone that I hadn't even put on the thing. So it's literally you're guaranteed one person you put on the thing, and then everything else could be any character in the game, basically. And it's like, bro. And of course it's paid, It's like, guys, give us a free. It's the 8th anniversary, bro. Give us a free limited SSR. Is that gonna hurt your budget that much, really? You guys make so much money. But anyway, that was really rough. I think also on top of, I like Tony Lico a lot. She's one of my favorite characters in the game. I think she was a pretty lame anniversary servant, especially since she kind of tied into, she was also a summer servant as well. I think that was very lame in my opinion. I think also just very like, oh, gotta do a super popular character for the anniversary, This anniversary really felt like, oh man, they're really trying to get all the money, But yeah, so kind of alluded to it just now, but one thing that this year really showed was kind of, I don't want to say them lying to us, because that's a big statement over, but very much like them telling us things and then it never happening. I think case in point, number one is them telling us, save your bond CEs, get everyone bond up. The bond CEs are gonna, whatever. That was like a year ago. And no bond CE changes and no bond CE anything really has happened. And when asked about it this year, I forgot what they said, but it was kind of vague and stuff as well, and it's just like, man, like, what are we doing? Like, at least I can't imagine it's that hard to fix the bond CEs. Like, even a very minute fix or change, like adding stats onto them, that can't be that hard. And that would be really cool, because there's a lot of bond CEs that are unique effects. Like the one that I always go to is Bazette's. Bazette's Bonsi is pretty good. It's like pretty good, but it has no stats. Has no stats. I still use it sometimes, but like it has no stats. Like you can't really do anything with that, you know. And they kind of did this thing because there was an event. Oh man, what was it called? The tree event, where like, how did it work? Like if you had like a high bond level, you could. Oh man, I'm completely blanking. When even was that? Was that? I don't even remember when that was. I thought that was before the anniversary, but I guess not. But anyway, but yeah, just kind of they do these things where it's like, why'd you tell us this last year? And then they never, you know, did anything. Of course, I mean, one of the biggest ones is, which, you know, thank God they didn't do this, but when they talked about PvP and they wanted to do PvP and then they never mentioned it ever again. Like, that was funny, you know. But it just feels like they're not super in tune with what the community wants. At least the community that I see. I mean, I can't really speak for the JP community. Obviously, I don't even speak Japanese. But I can at least see what other people are saying out here that speak English. And yeah, so I think that's pretty much it for this video. I think I went on pretty long. I do want to do one last thing before we end. So now when did I release it? January 8th. So about a year ago, this was like one of my first videos on this channel. I did a 2023 hopes and predictions. This the video did pretty well for me. I was really happy. And yeah, so I kind of just wanted to. Oh yeah, servant coins. All right, see this is exactly why, you know, this is one of the biggest things for me about the miscommunication, the communication with us, is they told us. I feel like I remember. Maybe this is Mandela effect. I feel like they told us servant coin changes were coming, and then nothing this year. Nothing. And I should have said this is the biggest issue. For me, this is the biggest issue. Servant coins for too long have been the whale territory, you know, the very, very obvious just, we want more money, you know, and they've never fixed it. And they haven't done anything. It's really ridiculous. It's really, really ridiculous, actually. So I'm glad I remember this. It's funny. But anyway, what I was going to say was this video I did was like a 2023 predictions for this year. And so we didn't get servant coin. So we're going to go through and what we didn't get servant coin. Any sort of servant coin fix at all. 3-week events. We still have 3-week events. And there's still like 2 weeks worth of content. I think that's the problem with the 3-week events is that for me, it's not even necessarily that it's like long. It's that it's only 2 weeks worth of content and the last week is nothing. Like the last week might as well be a dead week. And then they do another dead week. You know? And then they announce an event, so then it's another week. You know, like that's how the calendar rolls on Fate Grand Orders. You go, 3-week event, last week is nothingness. Next week is completely dead week, no news. The next week, they announce the event, so it's the next week. And then we have a 3-week dead week. Like, that's how it works, you know? Anyway, and then, of course, this is Bond CEs. We talked about Bond CEs. And then, yeah, we did a little fun, like, who was going to get into the game. I got 2 right. Tiamat and Morgan. We didn't get it. I thought she was going to be anniversary so bad, man. Man, I thought she was going to be anniversary. Anyway, but yeah, so that's pretty much the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if I missed anything. And hopefully I wasn't too, like, I think I was being pretty fair. I think that I'm not being too harsh about the game. I still love the game. I still think it's one of the best mobile games out there, obviously. But yeah, let me know if I missed anything. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if I missed any positives as well, because I did kind of skim over, you know, the positives. I think that they did add a lot of characters, fan favorites that people wanted this year. A lot of powerful characters too, but that's a side. That's a we'll save that for another time. And but yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a good New Year's. Also, for the New Year's stream that they haven't announced yet, I'll be streaming as well, and I'm gonna be super tired because I think it's literally at like 5 a.m. So yeah, so hopefully we'll see a cool servant to end. I guess not end the year to begin the new year. I guess basically, you know. Hopefully it's better than last year's. I mean, I love Kira, but he was one of the worst characters they've ever released in this game, relative to his time of release. But anyway, hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.